The opening night movie, the opening gala movie, was a movie called Tornado.
I'm Tornado! Remember my name.
Now, this is a Tim Roth starring movie. It's written and directed by John Maclean, a Scottish filmmaker. Tornado tells the story of Tornado. That's the lead character. It's a young Japanese woman living in the wilds of Scotland in the 1700s. She's living and working with her dad, along with a group of like traveling performers, kind of like a circus act, like, you know, strong men, bearded lady, that sort of thing. Was there a bearded lady? They're part of this travelling crew. The movie literally opens with Tornado running away from what we assume is the bad guys. Chief among them is Tim Roth. He's ably assisted by a few characters, Rory McCann being one of them. Yeah, so as I said, it literally opens with the chase, which is kind of like the second act of the movie, and then it rewinds to the first act and you get to see what happened and why they're running away. I won't go into too much spoilers of that. The star of this movie, even though it's got Tim Roth in it, Tim Roth isn't the star. The star of this movie is Scotland. It's equal parts beautiful and bleak in this movie, in Tornado. It's the use of natural light and showing the landscape, the harsh but beautiful landscape. Really, it's almost as if the Scottish landscape is a character itself in the movie, and that really helps sell the atmosphere of what's going on. You can feel the cold, the damp, and the mud. You know, the Scottish weather is quite unique in the world. As I said, the rain, the damp, the mud. Like, I swear at one point during the screening, I was sitting there and my feet were cold because it just looked that cold. It just looked that cold on screen. The score was quite good, quite affecting at times. As I said, I like how it started off like showing you the beginning of Act 2 and then goes back to show you Act 1 and then kind of breezes through Act 2 again because you've already seen it, kind of, and then shows you Act 3. Kind of like Kill Bill-ish a little bit. It reminded me a little bit of The Revenant as well, just with, like, you know, it's set in the, you know, past and pre-industrial times. It's cold, it's bleak. It looks like it just uses a lot of natural light to tell the story. It's nice wide shots, there's deep focus and whatnot. The director, John Mackay, briefly spoke about that. I was fortunate enough to have a quick chat with him on the red carpet, and he talked about developing the look for the movie.
Well, I've only ever worked with Robbie. I made a short film with him and then 2 feature films now with him, and we don't have to talk to each other on set. You know, we're good friends off set, and then as soon as we get on set, I just let him get on with it. You know, we've got our guidelines. I know I want certain things, static camera and deep focus, and you know, so the rest of it was a mixture between talented Robbie, beautiful cast, and then Scotland, Scottish Hills.
It's not a dialogue-heavy movie. It shows you what's happening. It doesn't tell you what's happening. It's very light on dialogue in a good way. You don't need the characters to explain what they're doing and why they're doing it and where they're going and why they're going there. You just, you know, there's hardly any dialogue in it. Tim Roth on the red carpet briefly mentioned that as well, how, you know, a lot of movies you're forced to, like, you know, to walk and talk and explain what's happening, whereas in this, the characters' faces, the scenery, even the costumes, they all tell the story without having to like narrate what's happening. So
I prefer it. I think it's fantastic I think it's what film's about. I remember working with Harold Pinter, and we were working on Shakespeare. We were adapting a Shakespeare for film, and when he gave me the first script pass of it, all the monologues, all the soliloquies were gone, and I was like, what's going on? He said, well, you've got cameras now, haven't you? Go tell the story. And it's very much that, and John takes that very, very seriously. I much prefer it. Normally now things are, you're narrating as you walk all the time. It's overkill. And when you clean it out, you get a chance to actually behave and be the character, and the audience can come with you. And you don't treat the audience as if they're thick.
That was good. It didn't treat the audience like it was an idiot. You were forced to sit and pay attention and watch the movie and kind of like piece together what's happening and why each character is doing what they're doing. Tim Roth is the star, like he's the above the title star. Obviously, Tim Roth is going to sell the movie. You've got Jag Loudon, Takehiro Hira, Koki, as I mentioned, Rory McCann, rounding out the supporting cast. Everyone's good in it, but everyone's really good in it because there's not a lot of dialogue for them to play with. So, they rely on their other acting techniques, I guess, for lack of a better phrase, to help sell the movie, to help tell the story, and that just works really well. I thought too many movies spoon feed you the narrative, and it's just expositional dialogue after expositional dialogue. My only criticism of the movie really would be it almost felt a little too short. The last 15-20 minutes or so, without going into spoilers, felt like it just you got there too quickly. And it just blazed through that 20 minutes. I would have liked that last 20 minutes or so to be stretched out, maybe even just to 30 minutes. I'll be curious if there was a longer cut of the movie where that final 20 minutes did have a little bit more time to it for the action to breathe a little bit. But yeah, really enjoyed it. So I'm going to give 7 out of 10 for Tornado, which was the opening movie at the Glasgow Film Festival 2025.
I'm Tornado.
Remember my name.